recording.
Alright, hello guys, welcome back to the Unholy Trinity podcast.
You don't have to millennial pause.
Millennial.
What?
Millennial pause.
What's the millennial pause?
Clearly you guys are not Gen Alpha.
I am not.
I ain't no millennial.
Millennial pause I learned about it like 2 weeks ago. It's the phenomena of millennials pausing before they speak or do a voice memo. Whereas Gen Alpha, they immediately talk when they press the record
Is that
button.
called taking a breath?
Why are you excluding Zoomers?
I don't know. How's that to the Alphas?
So what do Zoomers do?
I mean, I don't listen to Gen Alpha people talk, so I can't confirm that
Yeah.
for you because... But what Gen Alpha kids are you watching, dude?
It's
Speaking shit.
It's millennials and boomers trying to figure out what the fuck Gen Alpha is saying.
Who gives a shit what Gen Alpha is?
Yeah,
Oh, is it
know,
'cause
exactly.
Gen Alpha is millennial kids.
Well, no, it's because it's content. But also that.
but
Hey,
like,
yeah.
if they ain't pausing before they press the button, it might cut off their sentence.
Yes, and that's a millennial move, apparently.
Cutting off the sentence?
You-
Or...
Well, it's like, we don't need to. They're just being overly cautious for no reason.
I think that's how's that relevant to a long form podcast?
Yeah.
He didn't pause.
No, because I saw him click record.
And he
And
didn't,
then-
he didn't pause.
I was...
Haha, Gen
I
Alpha.
was just there.
You're being labeled, even though you're not.
Well, the pause was in between the hello mic check and the
Record button.
record button.
Reverse millennial pause.
Anyway,
So it's not a pause.
Millennial ahead of yourself.
Yes.
real. But yeah, I'm not a millennial, so
Neither
I'm not a Gen
no
Alpha
one is
either.
millennial here.
yeah,
But
yeah.
millennials be like, I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
God,
Millennials flaunt the fact that they're millennials.
the kind of dude.
They kind of do.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, yeah. Welcome back to the podcast.
Hello.
What you gonna say? Back to the Future.
Real.
Have you watched every Back to the Future movie?
Yeah, of course. I watched the one when I was like a kid back in the day.
Which one's your favorite?
Well, it's actually because I watched them all in sequence,
Yeah.
right? So it kind of blurs a bit, but I think they were all good. To clarify, I don't think there's a weak one in the bunch, but I reckon
Well, the first one's he goes to the past. Second one he goes to the future.
go to the future, and the third one goes to the Wild West.
Yeah, Wild West.
Yeah, I think they're all really good. So that was
Yeah.
the first point. Secondly, probably 2
Yeah.
or 1. 2.
It's kind of like the Terminator thing. But
One.
the third one's also good. Like unlike Terminator.
They also have some weird stuff that hasn't aged that well. Like the weird like hook it up with your mum stuff. If you
But it's
even remember that, it's
funny.
funny, but it's in hindsight, it's kind of weird.
They kind of acknowledge it. They're like, "Oh, weird," but I gotta save my dad.
Yeah.
And
I
then
think
he made the dad hook up.
Part 2 doesn't have that stuff, right? It's a bit.
No, he goes to that.
Yeah. So I think I probably prefer 2 a bit more. Yeah. 2 might be my favorite. What's your favorite Back to the Future film?
Yeah, I'd say 2.
2, yeah.
You know, one's the classic. It's the OG.
Yeah.
Third one's is also good, but I say not as good as 2.
I've never seen a single one.
The
You should
classic
watch-
films.
The first one, you like incest.
Yeah, was it the
Okay.
era of incest? Is that when Star Wars came out? I don't
What
know.
makes you
Oh,
say
I did
that?
before.
Star Wars
What
it
makes
was a
you say
little
these
before.
allegations?
Yeah, I thought you were a man who likes to explore new worlds.
Wouldn't incest be already explored? Wouldn't that be the
That
opposite of
depends if you
exploration and
have
discovery?
explored that world.
I already know this person.
Yes. Well, it's
I
not
know
about
you-
your incest story. It's about Marty
Yeah,
McFly's incest
we
story.
took out Marty
Yeah, that's
McFly.
not discovery. He knew his mum.
Not in the past.
No, not in the
though.
past.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
the genius of this film.
Yeah, he didn't intentionally go out seeking to fuck his mum.
Yes.
So, but anyway, Back to the Future aside, welcome back to the
To the
podcast.
Chili pancake.
Yeah, podcast. Craziness.
He's Deo.
I'm a Deo.
Yeah.
He's whoever this guy is.
You know, in the middle of the
Yeah, who's
podcast,
this
do you want to
guy?
do? We could split up the reviews and do an ad break in the middle. You guys could advertise your album.
Oh,
We could do that. We could do our first ad read.
But by the time this podcast comes out,
Yeah.
the album
And then,
will already be out.
So
Listen
thank you
to
to
it by
our
then.
sponsors over at Southbound Records.
More about
Wow.
them
Yeah,
later.
later on, yeah. Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm Jack.
Hello, Jack.
Yeah.
And I'm Shanzi.
I already said my piece.
You meant to say it again to make it funny.
Okay.
This funny yet?
No.
That's too much of a pause, mate. You've gone
Yeah.
all the way back to the silent era.
All right.
Well, how's it going, lads?
Well, I got some stuff.
You
to
got some
say.
stories?
I had a cool experience yesterday. I went to Ultra.
You fucking mom?
No.
It's not Back to the Future.
No,
Yeah.
it's not Back to the Future.
Yeah, I went to Ultra. For those who may not know, but it's pretty big, so like I assume maybe you know. It's like the biggest EDM festival
In
I
the
think-
world.
in the
Well, they
maybe
do
in the
tours,
because
right?
it's an American
Yeah.
thing that they brought to Australia. It's from Miami. I think it's definitely I think it's the biggest in Australia. Like there was like
So the biggest lineup, probably.
I'm sure there was over 3,000 people in attendance. Like that's a lot, right? I think, right?
How many days did they do? Just the one?
Just the one, yeah.
Oh.
Which is it's a bit different. It's funny because while we're at Ultra, Coachella's happening. I would much rather be there, but beside the point.
Coachella.
Yeah, I'll do my Ultra review. I don't really like EDM music. I was kind of just there for the vibes, just to hang out with friends and shit.
To
there's,
clarify,
a lot of
Ultra
it-
is not the Ultraman convention.
Nah, yeah, it's not.
You know why is it
I'm
called?
pretty into Ultraman there. Ultra, I don't know. It's how all the fucking EDM things have like stupid ass titles,
It's just better than Super.
like
Like,
a subculture. I'm pretty sure is the name of one. I don't know.
well, I guess there
This
is
one
an
called,
EDM
like-
subculture. But
Yeah,
if
but
it's just the
it's just
subculture,
that's
Yeah.
not. There's a funny DJ that kept going, "I am hardstyle." I was like, cool.
Yeah, cool, bro.
Was he hardstyle though?
Was he hard?
He was my least favorite.
I guess
of
he
the
was
bunch.
not hard style.
He wasn't really.
did
I
the
don't know.
hardstyle people like him?
I don't think so.
They went taboo. You are not hard style.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a time I went to a club and everyone in the crowd was just shouting "fuck you"
What's
and
the-
just chanting it. To
Oh,
the beat of the music.
that's what mostly like that's. Well, they get you to go like "fuck yeah." That's kind of like the same, right?
But we
I
said
don't
"fuck
know.
you."
Yeah,
To the DJ.
The multiple DJs were all shit until the last one.
yeah.
Alright.
But hey, you gotta respect they're doing
I
their
know.
best, you
Yeah, they're doing
know.
their
I
best.
ain't.
I mean,
Even though they-
probably for the standards of the club they were at
Yeah.
on this one night.
You know, everyone has their
The-
bad
yeah.
days, the good days.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Ultra, $185.
Respect
You know, you can't expect the best, but
You'd want to expect
and
this.
a lot of the I feel like a majority of my experience at Ultra was standing in line in like a 10-minute line for the bathrooms.
Because everyone's pissing and shitting all the time.
Yeah. Because I mean, it makes you're just drinking and drinking and drinking for 7 hours, might I add.
Yeah, running, jumping, drinking.
I imagine what would it be like to be sober at one of these things. It must be fucking miserable. Unless you're like, I don't know. Is there anyone that's like? I mean, I get okay. Obviously, there are people that are like into EDM, but like,
Yeah. Now you'll be
I don't-
watching.
I-
If you're sober, you gotta watch Family Guy to pass
Yeah.
the time.
And rave culture.
yeah, I just like
Rave
because
subculture.
yeah, rave culture
The
is like
subculture.
yeah, the music, but also other things. You know, maybe illegal
Indulging in
substances and shit
substances,
like
yeah.
that, right?
That's
But
it.
like.
That's it right
Yeah,
there.
so I'm like, because I know I had people that came with us that was sober, but like I don't know, it's like
Were they
I
vibing?
guess you're really into the music at that point,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
They really like Demon Slayer.
yeah, yeah. So the DJs are pretty okay, I guess. Like I don't know, I'm not a huge EDM person, but I thought Zen was really fun because I don't like. I mean, I know what EDM is, right? But
He
like,
knows that
there's kind of
songs.
like a line. Like Zed's kind of like EDM pop, sort of,
Yeah.
because he'll get like pop
Progressive
artists.
house.
It was pretty big back in the day, remember?
Yeah. I don't really know the difference between EDM and hardstyle though. What's that?
Hardstyle is
Hardstyle is a subgenre of EDM. EDM, okay, so EDM refers to all music made electronically.
Oh,
Every song made
so that can include like
electronically.
fucking K-pop.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
You could say that's EDM, but it fits better into K-pop
Yeah.
as a genre.
yeah, yeah,
EDM is an umbrella term.
yeah.
It just means electronic dance music, which is any
Hardstyle
music.
is more a branch of a branch.
Yeah,
Make hardstyle noises.
yeah.
That's hardstyle.
And then someone will go, "I am hardstyle."
Yeah.
And drop.
And then you get the fucking annoying ass snare that goes.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
No worries, neighbors. I got the hardstyle concept. I am
I am
hardstyle.
Hardstyle.
Yeah. So I was there mainly for Steve Aoki, and like just hanging out with friends. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
But like in terms of the artist, I was interested in was Steve Aoki because I like some of his music, more his pop-ish stuff.
BTS.
He performed none of the stuff that I wanted to hear. Like, come on, man! Like, I feel like there's a lot of decent amount of your fan base that are like BTS fans, like
Yeah, sure.
to the point where it is his like second most streamed song is
Yeah,
Mic Drop.
So, like, that means that particular song, or maybe the songs revolving around that, is boasted by
He
the
was in the
BTS
fucking
fans, right?
documentaries that we
Oh,
watched,
yeah,
if
yeah,
you
that's right.
remember. Like, he has like big ties.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of a, like,
He's dog in the voice.
it's a bit of a dog in the
Yeah,
voice
yeah.
situation because that. I feel like it's not really that unfair for me to expect that he would play. It's
The
just
number
like,
2
you know,
most popular
it's,
song.
yeah.
But
He did do the Demon Slayer hardstyle thing. That was pretty cool.
Maybe you seen it. He was in a Demon Slayer phase, so he was like, "Nah, I ain't playing the BTS stuff. I'm playing
Yeah.
Demon Slayer."
And then there'd be like, I prefer honestly to hear like their own songs rather than remixes that they'll do like just remixes of random songs
Yeah.
because the crowd will be able to sing along, I guess.
They'd be like, "Oh, I know that one."
Yeah.
Yes.
And the one thing I hate that like I don't think Zed did it, but like Steve and the other dude did was like Queen remixes. I'm like, no, don't touch Queen. It doesn't fit with this at all. And it just did not work. He did like
want to
Don't
ride
Stop Me
my-
Now and
Right.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
And he
I
ruined
mean,
them.
Queen has some official remixes from like the 70s, 80s, and 90s that are like house remixes that are cool.
Yeah, but these
But
were
no, these are not cool.
these were not very cool. Yeah.
I mean, you should have done one, the Fat Bottom Girl song. You know that one?
That would have been pretty fire, yeah. I know
And
what
then
you're
no
talking
one will know because they're like, "Hey, this ain't Bohemian Rhapsody."
They should have just done AI.
AI, Freddie
Queen.
Mercury.
AI Freddie Mercury singing Gwen Pussy.
Yeah. He should have played he has a song with BTS called The Truth Untold, and it's like a piano ballad song.
Yeah, did he?
You should know,
produce
but
that
you
one?
should have
Oh,
played
he
that.
should
That would be
have.
very funny. Because that wouldn't fit with anything at all, and I would be just there laughing. Oh, yeah. But yeah, Zed's set was super hype. That was my favorite part of the night, probably, because it's just fucking pop,
Zed songs.
pretty much. And it's like, yeah, I like that shit.
Here's
Clarity's
the Queen
cool.
one.
Some more 90s thing.
Wait, could I see he has one with fucking someone. There's a remix with wasn't there? There's like a hip hop remix of one of their songs with somebody, right?
A hip hop remix.
Oh,
What is? Yeah, who's it with?
Wycliffe Jean,
MC
Fraz
Hammer.
Michelle, I don't know.
MC Ride. MC Hammer.
Yeah, I remember listening to that back in the day.
I just realized probably copyright.
Yeah,
No,
That's enough.
fucking.
Well, let's analyze this so that
Didn't
this
Will
is
Smith use a Queen sample?
what's the word we're like criticizing it?
Um,
Criticism and review.
yeah.
That's too
I mean,
much.
I like it.
Transformative content.
Transformative content. I mean, this song is just really,
Yeah, it really gets you there.
It really
you know?
gets you in
It's
the
like,
feels.
yeah. What were you saying?
I think Will Smith had a song with a Queen sample. I forgot.
I don't know. All I know is Will Smith was going to Miami. Welcome
did.
to Miami.
Did anyone play that? Miami?
No.
Sad. No one
Yeah.
played Will Smith, Big Willie style.
Yeah. But yeah,
Unfortunate.
I don't know if I'd go to Ultra again because it's just, I don't know. It's
The first
7
and last
hours
time of
of
standing for 7 hours
yeah.
and looking at.
I mean, there was a point where I was just like,
Foods.
okay, after Steve Aoki said, I was just like, I'm gonna go take a break and get some fucking dinner.
Yeah.
And I got a katsu curry. It was like fucking $23.
Hell yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
Drinks were like
yeah.
$17.
Uh-huh.
And like you needed to drink really, so it was like, fuck.
That's how they're making their money back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kinda.
They get you on the essentials.
Yeah.
Where's the actual giant field or a giant?
Yeah, it was at Flemington Racecourse.
Flemington, yeah.
Huge place, yeah.
Yeah, that's where usually the festivals are.
Yeah.
Flemington. Do you get to see horses?
No, I was thinking like, what if I just started running the race course and I started
Yeah.
transforming to a horse, and then someone would give me ketamine? Like, think about that. Think about that.
That is the
That's the strategy.
But ain't that funny though? You know,
Wait,
people
they
doing
would have
ketamine
ketamine.
in
Yeah,
a,
they
a
would.
horse race course. People probably some people thought about that. They're like, oh, we're in the fucking race course for horses. And we're doing ketamine, ain't that funny, bro?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Well, I
you were thinking
wasn't. But yeah. I was like, what if, could be Bojack.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's okay because even though Ultra was fine. It was good. It was probably if you're into EDM, probably a good one to go to. But I did get tickets this week to go to see Baby Gravy, if you're familiar with them, hip hop duo.
Not Young Gravy.
So it's Young Gravy and Baby No Money.
Oh, they were doing that.
They're a rap duo.
Yeah.
So they're coming to Australia in July, so I've got tickets to see them. That's going to be pretty cool.
Very cool. You can you can say edamame to the guy
Yeah,
without a Rich Brian.
yeah. And Say La Vie, that's another one with Rich Brian in
Yeah.
it, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I did watch some things this week though.
What did you watch?
I watched the classic 1970s Richard Donner film, The Omen. Horror classic with the kid, the Antichrist kid.
Probably heard of it.
Yeah.
Not too familiar.
It's a staple of pretty, yeah. Anyway, The Omen, I watched that movie. I liked it. It's good. Kind of cheesy because it's from the 70s. And this is what people thought it's kind of funny watching what people thought was like the epitome of old scariness back in the day. And it's kind of like, it did make me chuckle a few times because it's kind of cheesy.
It was
that way.
a kid.
Yeah, it was like, it reminded me, I used to play this game. I don't know if you guys know this one, but PewDiePie played it back in the day and I was like, oh, I really want to get it. And I got it. Do you know a game called Lucius? Where you play as the Antichrist and you have to go around killing the members of your house. It's kind of like Hitman.
But Antichrist kid.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I realized, oh my god, that was based on The Omen. And I was, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I also watched this movie called Imitation, not The Imitation Game, Imitation of Life, which was a movie from the 50s.
Life is a game. Imitation of game.
Imitation of Game is life. But yeah, this 1950s movie, it was okay. It was kind of, there was elements I liked, but it was kind of dumb. It was like dual stories, but like they were kind of connected with like this mom, she got kid, and then she gets a maid who brings her kid, and the mom wants to become an actress, so she kind of, I guess, it's like an absent parent. It's not conveyed super well, but then the daughter kind of wants to fuck her, I guess, stepdad. I don't know. But also the other daughter hates being black. It was kind of like a movie that was kind of all over the place and not really focused on what they were doing.
It's multiple layers of messages in there.
To the point where it's like, I felt like they could have focused up. And they kind of kept repeating shit over and over. Like, I didn't like the whole stupid ass love triangle with the fucking dad and the mom and the daughter or whatever. That was stupid as hell. And then the ending, the daughter who was like trying to reject her like heritage or whatever. It was just her running away, and then the mum going, "Come back," and then running away again, and it was just repeating over and over. So the mum just dies at the end, and the daughter's like, "Oh no, what have I done?"
See, that is the effects of running away.
Yeah,
Your mother did.
that's real.
I was like, I can't help but notice. What's with the letter BDSM gear?
What?
Oh, that's the fucking police concealed gun strap
What the fuck are you talking about? What?
on the hanger.
He's blind. He don't
Oh.
see it. There he is.
Those are my straps.
Yeah, that's your gimp outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I watched a new movie in the theaters called The First Omen, which is the prequel to the 1970 classic Richard Donner horror film, The Omen.
Ah.
And it is, without a doubt, the best horror movie of the year so far. In the point, which I know is on a high bar because there hasn't been a single good horror. Immaculate was alright, but other than Immaculate, there hasn't been any actual good horror movies this year that you guys can attest to that. I think 'cause you haven't
We
seen
haven't
one.
watched We Need the Pooh 2.
That is true. Maybe we can watch it for Halloween or something.
Yeah.
The First Omen, though, highly recommend. A great fucking movie. It's a directorial debut, but like a feature directorial debut, to clarify. But it's shot so fucking well. It has the visuals are great. So many practical effects. And like, if you're a person who like me, I watch a lot of horror, and sometimes I'll see like stuff and go like, "This isn't scary," blah blah blah. Seen this shit before. There is some horrific fucking imagery in this one. Like fuck. Maybe this is what people felt watching The Omen back in the day. Was how I felt watching this one. Like, you'll see fucking. What's an example? You get to see like horror versions of giving birth, if that makes sense.
Sheeting.
No.
Horrific.
But like spooky shit. Like it's good.
Spooky shit.
Awful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
Gory, violent, awesome movie. Yeah, so good. So that's my recommendation of the week. That and Ultra, I
Someone
guess.
Giving Birth is a horror movie in itself.
Yeah, but it's like you see it all. You see every detail of that.
But
Plus with like
and spooks.
scary and spooks and like gross practical effects like demon hands and shit.
Clawing out.
Yeah. Good movie though.
I watched one thing besides the things we've watched.
Yeah, what you
I
watched
watched the 1995 Heat. That I've downloaded on my computer for like 3 weeks.
Is the director Michael Mann?
Michael Mann.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did he do Ferrari?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But this one's cooler.
Yeah.
He also produced Miami Vice back in the day.
Yeah.
So he was the guy, starring your boy, Robert De Niro and what's his name? Fucking
Al Pacino
Al
was he there?
Pacino.
Oh yeah.
Al Pacino. It's the guys.
Yeah.
It's a fun little kind of action thriller, but you know the action is kind of mostly at the end.
Yeah.
So mostly thriller, I guess.
Is it the robbing?
So Robert De
the-
Niro's Robin Banks.
Yeah.
Al Pacino's detective,
Yeah.
and they just go back and forth with the planning, investigating,
Yeah.
and they have beefing, and then they meet up, and then they're cool, and they're like, "Yeah, you seem like a cool guy. You too, man. If I ever catch you, you better watch out." And Robert De Niro's like, "Yeah, man. If you ever get in my way, you better watch out."
They said it like winking at each other.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah.
And then Al Pacino says in that one scene, "Oh, you're just sitting here because she's got a big ass."
Time to take the solitary out of
Yeah,
confinement.
all the funny Al Pacino lines are in this.
That's real. They did that sort of remake of it, Den of Thieves. If you remember, we watched.
Oh yeah.
That's like Heat ish. Yeah.
I guess it would be inspired. Or
Yeah.
is it not a? It's not a direct.
Some would
remake,
say a rip off, but you know, I'm not some. But I thought it was all right. So
Yeah, if you like your Al Pacino, your Robert De Niro, this is a I guess a must see on your list.
yeah,
Bit of fun, but it's not like a masterpiece or anything. It's just like fun action movie, I guess.
yeah. Sometimes that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
All you need is love.
All right, shall we move on
and
to
another
oh,
point
sorry,
of
yeah.
contention.
Yeah.
They're both in a failing. Well, one guy, Al Pacino's in a failing marriage. That's great.
That's why you love, yeah.
That's always a great one
Yeah.
to have in your movie. And then Robert De Niro's hooking up with a chick, but like, you know, he's the type of guy where it's like, I don't want any commitments, right? So he's in that phase of also
Maybe they're,
breaking,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
almost like a divorce.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's
Almost like a
characters
divorce.
like that in the TV series we watched this week, potentially.
Yes.
Yeah. Do we want to...
Yeah, we can get into it. Yes.
Which one do you guys want to do first? Three Body Problem, or what was the other thing we watched? Civil War.
Civil War.
I guess we start with
Captain
Three
America,
Bodies.
Civil War. Three Body?
Yeah.
All right, there are three bodies.
Welcome back to the Free Body Problem podcast.
Yeah.
Free Body podcast. Probcast.
So, Three Body Problem. It is new Netflix show based on a
Existing book
Yeah,
and
trilogy.
Chinese show and
Yeah.
other things.
Does the Chinese show have British people in it?
No clue. I've never watched it.
Yeah.
My parents. And
There's
my
actually a lot of
sister-
elements of that. Like, is this in the source material? Because, like, there's stuff like they're pretty critical of the government in this. So I don't.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, Wandering Earth was fairly insinuating about being anti-government and anti-surveillance mainly.
Yes.
That seemed like a statement.
Yeah.
Is this show produced
this is
by,
like-
is it Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
guy?
so I'll get into that
Yeah.
now then, I guess. So the context kind of for this show is Game of Thrones Season 8 came out, right? And that people were like, this is the worst
Yeah.
thing I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. And then the writers for that, essentially, there was kind of confusion around the writers maybe wanted to leave Game of Thrones and wanted to wrap it up quickly so they could go do their new Star Wars movie.
Yes.
So then Game of Thrones Season 8 came out, and I don't think it was clearly stated, but I think it's pretty clear that they got, like, they weren't allowed to do the Star Wars movie because they did so bad with Game of Thrones.
Uh-huh.
And they weren't exactly, like, blacklisted from Hollywood or anything, but, like,
They got a
people were kind of
warning.
like... Because it's an interesting thing, because, like, when they were at their peak, they were making the best written TV show, maybe, it's up there.
Yeah.
You could say Game of Thrones is one of the best written shows of all time, right?
Definitely at the peak
Yeah.
at the time.
So, like, they would have been, like, the most hireable and whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how they got, like, the Star Wars deals, etc. like that. But then after, it's kind of like, then you're known for making the worst, like, it's a difficult one. Also, did you know that they were in It's Always Sunny? Like, early It's Always
Really?
Sunny, they're just actors in it. In the,
Like the
water
writer
park.
guys, or are you talking about an actor?
Yeah,
or-
they acted. They were in the water park episode, if you remember.
So the writers acted in an Always Sunny episode.
Yeah, that's a really like
okay.
interesting thing. Yeah, I feel like I pointed out to you when I watched the episode. I was like, "Yo, those are the Game of Thrones dudes." But yeah, they're in the water park episode. If you're interested in that. Anyway,
Yeah.
so then this is, I guess, their first big project since
Game of
the
Thrones.
disaster that was the
Okay.
ending of Game of Thrones. So there was a lot of eyes on this one for that reason.
Yes.
So how do we think they did? Did you like the show?
I thought it's a bit. I have mixed feelings.
Yeah.
I
Which
thought it was
is,
a bit
you know,
long-winded.
I was wondering how how an audience without context the original material, and importantly, an audience that is not Chinese would
Also-
feel about an American
'cause this
company
is-
making a version of it.
Well, I didn't know
cool.
it was a Chinese
Yeah,
book show.
exactly. So
Yeah.
in that context, you know, it brings better validation to the light that most people that I've heard in my life who tend to be Chinese and have seen the original material
Yes.
agree that it's not as good.
Okay. Well, yeah. I thought the season was a bit long-winded, and it didn't end on a good
Ooh.
place to end on a season.
I would totally
Yeah.
agree with the ending, but we have to get into that
Yeah.
spoilers, obviously.
And like
Oh,
it
yeah.
built up to a thing.
Ending's pretty rough.
But
Yeah.
the cliffhanger, I guess, or like
Not even.
it's not a
it's
cliffhanger, it's just like-
it's a fucking. Just
it's
call it what it is.
sloped
It's a
down
stupid
and-
ending.
yeah.
It's a stupid ending.
it was a slope. What do you call it? Just everything's
Well,
downhill.
okay, that's
Yeah.
kind of spoilers, but
Alright,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, long-winded. Interesting premise. I thought, interesting, and it kind of felt like Monarch a bit
It did that, yeah.
because it went back in time and shit. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, look at this grandma.
Yeah. No, this isn't like actually. Monarch was more like it was for the purpose of time travel and shit, but like
Yes.
this is a bit different. I think the most. like say what you will. I don't know even how to like. It's a sci-fi. It's like so. I think the book is clarified as like in the genre of sci-fi. It's known as like complex sci-fi or something. There's like a subgenre of sci-fi.
Well, what's like
So this
simple
isn't
sci-fi?
this isn't like it's not like your fucking Star Wars or your like Dune. So like this is not like you can. This is not a Dune. You know how all sci-fi is Dune, right?
Yeah.
This is not like that. This is a completely. It's a different branch of sci-fi.
Well, basically, it's kind of like think about Wandering Earth, and it's the same writer. Wandering Earth is based on a short story by the same writer.
Yeah.
Free Wrote Humble.
Damn.
Lots of scientific theories and things based in,
So yeah, this is not like
highly theoretical.
yeah. So that's I think one of the harder things to convey in terms of like make an interesting TV show out of. Like straight up, if you don't have the patience for like a show that's going to talk at you for like a majority of it, this is not. I just wouldn't recommend the show for you. Just like straight up, this is a show where people are going to be talking. There's also a lot of melodrama.
Yeah, I didn't like the characters really.
Yeah, we'll kind of get into that.
They're a bunch of nerds, and they're just rolling around.
But like, what else are you gonna do? That's like what the story is. That's what it is. It's fucking
cool
sciences and shit. It's like I guess the opposite. Like you could go for you could do it like fucking what's that movie we watched? Don't Look Up.
Be a Leonardo.
you can do Don't Look Up at this. I don't know.
Be a Leo, and be handsome and get on
Yeah.
TV.
Like it's kind of a hard. But it's not like this story's super I've heard it's been really dumbed down for American audience. Is that correct from what you've heard?
I don't know.
Because apparently it's a lot more complicated than book. But like it's a book, so you can kind of do it like that.
3-part book story. You can write as much shit as you want to write.
Yeah.
Well, there's 6 Dune books. But I guess 1 book for each.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the Dune books also get incredibly stupid by the end of it.
I'm so excited. I'm so fucking excited. Holy shit.
When he turns to 1.
Well, not him, but yeah. Like there'll be some anyway. Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I'm under the impression
sci-fi always kind of gets like that. Like
it always gets a bit silly. But I'm this is making me feel like maybe I'm having a theory that the Chinese audience prefers being talked at. They don't mind being talked at because they, you know.
Well, if you want to get into like actual like film theory, like this is my theory based on film theory.
That's just a film.
Remember, I studied some Russian montage theory, right? And kind of like, well, they're both communist governments and stuff, so you can kind of look at maybe they inspire each other in the way, like, because Russian cinema is all about. We don't want to create an immersive film experience for you. We want you to be thinking this whole time and applying it to your reality. That's kind of the whole concept of Russian cinema, right? Like high tier Russian, like back in the day Russian cinema, mostly. I don't know.
State funded.
It's not like that fucking Russian movie we watched where it's like Fantastic Four or whatever.
Yes.
Do you remember we watched that one?
I think
The Guardians or whatever it was. Anyway, it's not like it's like whatever. So this is I feel like one of those, but like. To its credit, I don't think this show is like fake deep though. I think it is like actually genuinely pretty deep.
So the logic makes sense.
Like, yeah. Well, I don't even really understand half of the science gibberish going on, but like the actual like philosophical, like there's a lot of concepts here. It doesn't make for like a super engaging viewing, but it does kind of make you think, which is I think what they're going for. But there's also the aspect of like you do want it to be like a story with characters, and so you might have to do some stupid. My main complaint with the show is no one has chemistry with each other, kind of. Especially when they're trying to force. There's a couple of romances that fall completely flat for me.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was miscast or like just like bad writing. I don't know. I don't think anyone has the best. People don't have great chemistry. I feel like
because they're nerds.
Yeah, they don't understand. Except Soul. Soul's a player, bro.
Yeah, he's a player.
I guess like it's kind of it's weird because it's like dealing with these big concepts or whatever, but also it does focus on this core group, and in a way, every member of the core group is important. because they'll somehow factor into the bigger things going on, even though some of it doesn't make. It's kind of like a complete coincidence. Like, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but for example, like with Soul, he kind of just coincidentally gets a huge role at the very end.
Yes.
Because I guess he's a main character, because that's how it kind of feels, you know what I mean? Not that he, like, really earns it, and they kind of address it, but, like, it's a little bit dumb.
Yes.
And they kind of get, like, there's another character who they're like, oh, we need a certain person for this specific mission. Do you know anyone
yeah, I
like
guess
that?
he
And you're
fits
like,
the
of course,
description.
of course we know someone who fits it. It's like, yeah, okay. There's a lot of stuff. And then there's, like, the ending. One thing I do like about the ending, kind of like counters some of the stuff, criticism I have with the show, is like, throughout the show, characters will kind of make leaps of logic that I guess are theoretically, because it's theoretics, right? That's like kind of the big thing of the show, is like theories.
The science.
And the last episode kind of does. Oh, it's kind of hard to talk about without spoiling. But it directly addresses that concept of theory meets reality in the final episode.
Yeah.
And whether you like it or not, it is kind of good payoff for that concept. I don't know if it's like, because you want a real story, right?
Yes.
And I don't know if it really pays off for that, but like theoretically it pays off, you know what I mean?
It's
And
where
I
the
guess-
theory gets tested.
Yeah.
Yes.
And whether you like it or not, the things happen, but we'll get to that. I really like. This is like not. The story itself is kind of like, aliens would. I don't know if that's a spoiler. Fuck. I don't know if that's
I mean, they kind of
because we don't really get that to like episode 3.
I guess.
I think so. Maybe cut that part. Cut that part.
Could do.
This deals with the core like story is like kind of a really basic sci-fi trope.
Yeah.
But the way they do it is like, I feel like super unique. And like that it has such an interesting concept. And it's less of like, there are elements of like humanity going like, oh, we're going to do this stuff in the response to this, but also like individual characters, how do they react? And they're like thinking about future generations and shit like that, how would they react to certain things and like time and like, there's a lot I really like. But it's, I don't know, it's fucking 8 hours, it's a lot of talking, it's like
Every episode is like an hour, right?
Yeah. Which, you know, I'm all for like especially with TV shows, give me an hour long episode all the time. I prefer it to having a short ass thing, right?
60% boring.
Yeah, but also like some of it is like super necessary. This is a show I feel like it'll be up to the individual's taste of what they can stand or really. And like sometimes, yeah. There's also, I got one just really stupid criticism, but I feel like, I don't know, watching Netflix stuff, they all have a weird, similar visual style to them. I don't know, I can't really explain it. But, or like, there's a similar production value, I feel like, in every fucking Netflix thing. And it kind of just...
It's the TV show look, or the Netflix show look.
Yeah, like sometimes the show looks great. There's a great sequence on a boat that I was genuinely jaw dropped. This is incredible. You know, the boat scene. Yeah, I won't get into the spoilers of that. That was so cool. There's also like kind of like Doctor Strange visuals at the end of that episode as well. But then there are like times where it just looks kind of like ass.
You know why? Because it's England.
Sure, it's England. The kind of the numbers on the icing looks a little bit goofy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they're trying to do the the clocks that come from the tubes or the fucking like
an
valve
Oppenheimer.
tube, like an Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
What are those called? Like Nixie clocks. Oh, yeah. I think that's what they're doing, but
Yeah.
they're not pulling off an Oppenheimer here.
Yeah.
They did reference Oppenheimer, more like they reference Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer's a
Oppenheimer
theoretical
reference.
physicist.
Yeah.
And he tested his theory.
Yeah.
Haha.
Yeah. Do you guys have any other kind of non-spoilers? It's kind of hard to talk about without spoilers because it's like a very... The show kind of relies on the fact that you don't know anything about it, kind of, for it to work. A little bit.
Everything's all pretty,
It slowly reveals itself.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. That's why it's boring. But it's
It's,
kind of
yeah.
it works for the story. But like in the meantime, they fill up the space with yapping.
Yeah, I feel like it gets a little bit more boring after they establish what's going on. I like the build up to
Okay.
what was going on. That kind of get me
Yeah.
interested for the first couple of episodes. And there's a character I absolutely loved. Oh wait, I was going to say
his
something.
name
We'll get
was Jack.
we'll get into that later.
You just like the guy because he has the same name.
No, I liked it
as-
because he was from Game of Thrones. But
Oh,
yeah, there's a couple of people from Game of Thrones in this stuff. Yeah,
All right, let's do a spoiler zone next.
let's do spoilers.
Let's do it.
Bro, they killed my boy.
They killed Jack.
He was like genuinely like he was a actual good character. Like he was entertaining.
Here's the funny one.
He was funny. Yeah,
All the good ones die young.
yeah. And yeah, a lot of scientists doing science things, but it's kind of important because the whole aliens are like their strat is like, yo,
We gotta
so we want to kill all the scientists before they
figure
figure it out.
Yeah. So that is smart.
Yeah,
You gotta fool the scientists to not believe in science.
yeah. It was very cool, the whole idea of like the racing, the race against time, I guess, of like
Yeah.
the aliens are coming 400 years and we're like, how the fuck do we solve this? And then I guess if you look and then you kind of look at like humanity's technological advances in the past like 100 years or whatever, and it gets quicker every time.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Well, the aliens got the 3-body problem to deal with.
yeah. It's also, yeah, it's kind of weird as like a viewer because you're watching it happen. We don't go forward in time at all in the show.
Yes.
So it's like you're focusing on what's happening now, and kind of like this is a time where like nothing's happening. That's kind of like the whole fucking point, right?
Yeah,
That
'cause they're
nothing's
still
happening
waiting.
right now because they're just waiting for yeah. And like you see what happens when you try and rush something. By the end of the episode, they fuck up because they try to rush it too fast and like all of that
Yeah.
shit. They're relying on the theoretics and not testing. They can't test everything because they want to rush and try and solve the
Yeah.
problems now.
But then
Also, they kind of just shove in a bunch of science that doesn't exist yet at the end, where they go, "Oh yeah, we can kind of like freeze people and do the whole Captain American ice shit,"
yeah, well, I mean,
and they're like, "Yo, the aliens." The one thing that absolutely like honestly didn't make sense was like they just assumed the aliens can rebuild the dude's body.
yeah, because they have
they assume that
have
technology will exist in
They're
the-
fucking the proton technology and shit. So they're guessing. I mean, they could probably.
Yeah,
do the
but
body.
that's still an assumption because I guess theories
And
and
also,
bullshit.
just
Yeah.
sending the brain is excluding literally everything else of the nervous system required to make the brain function, including all of the nerves down your spine.
No, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if the aliens had a body, they would have nerves. So they know what
That's
nerves
the
are.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the logic that they're going for.
But it's
is
not
that, yeah.
incomplete. It's not a complete human being
Yeah,
without
it's-
the rest of the brain. That's the
But
rest of the body.
MI6 guy says the human is the head.
Yeah, he does.
So like,
He does
You
say
can't
that.
argue with it very
Is an
easily.
MI6 person a theoretical physicist though? Oh.
no, but he wants to sleep in cryogenic
yeah.
freezing. So he's the top dog.
Yeah.
He's pretty base. He's Chad like. He goes to the scientists and say, "No, your theory sucks. I'ma just sleep with the monkey."
Yeah. Oh, I have a question, and maybe it was because I'm not paying attention. So, what's up with the invisible people murdering people?
Oh, that's because you know about the flying proton thing that's doing
Yeah.
the hallucinations, right? So it's just the lady,
Yeah.
but the protons cover her up. Yeah,
Okay. Damn.
because they manipulate atoms and shit around her.
Damn.
High
So it's just
concept.
invisibility cloak, but
Couldn't they
flying
just do
protons.
more?
That's how they make the clock illusion.
Yeah. Wait, if they can like manipulate atoms and shit, could they not just kill someone themselves?
Yes, they could. They made the sky blink.
They want to kill the. Because like they're actively at war at like the midpoint of the show.
Yeah,
They could just start killing the scientists themselves.
true.
Well,
Is there a
okay.
reason the
Or
protons
is the
got killed?
thing is like they want to tear humanity apart, get them to kill each other.
Well, if their goal is to keep some humans alive,
because they want to learn.
Yeah, but
about
they
humans.
they definitely want to kill the scientists. That's like
Yeah.
the established strat. So like they could just kill them themselves, right?
maybe it's just more precise
Yeah.
than sending giant gamma rays
Yeah.
across the universe.
Yes. Interesting point. Well, that
But,
means
yeah.
they don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to kill them yet for some reason.
The proton thing was pretty cool, though. I like the idea of just like they could be kind of everywhere all the time, and you can't see
Yeah.
them.
You know, if they can send the protons over pretty quickly, why can't they send themselves over pretty quickly?
The amount of mass of a proton
Yeah.
compared to everything else to accelerate at the speed of light.
Oh yeah, that's
Because the
that.
protons are yeah.
Well,
they
we
did.
did travel at the speed of light.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 So they just use the proton for everything. They probably could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's how you would kill all of humanity slowly, is to shoot a bunch of neutrinos. No, protons, I guess. At Earth. And then humanity would slowly die, but everything else would survive.
But I guess the logic is they still want to learn about humanity, so they're keeping it alive since they've only arrived a few months ago.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. But you
Yeah.
know, the Lord has a plan, ain't that right? That's what they say.
Oh, because you're a funny alien guy. You're always
Yeah,
like
I'm an
aliens.
alien.
Did you predict the aliens like early on?
Yeah, I
Right
saw
before they
once I saw the fucking radio dish, I'm like, yeah, he's talking to aliens, are they?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Could the aliens done it?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like the use of like the flashback? It's not like really
It's kind of like
Monarch.
Monarch.
It is sort of like Monarch, but also
early
like
Monarch when they didn't
Yeah.
explain it yet. So I'm like, oh yeah.
I mean, they stopped the flashbacks pretty early in the show, though.
Mhm.
So like,
It was only the front bit.
Yeah.
And it's instead of World War II America, it's China.
yeah,
China. Bing bing bong.
Yeah. I thought that was so cool. Cool
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
Yeah.
cool stuff. Ain't it funny when the boyfriend from the wood chipping camp, did he snitch or did he just they just found the book and then grandma refused to snitch.
I think it was. I could have gone either way,
Yeah.
honestly.
Grandma.
Yeah.
But he just got cucked
Yeah.
at the end by a white man
Yeah.
that shows up and somehow rich.
Yeah. I like the thing of like, oh yeah, like some people think that the aliens is like their lord and savior, and some people are
Yeah.
like, nah, bro.
The aliens.
Yeah, and I like the cult stuff. That was pretty interesting.
You like
Except when they
cults.
killed Jack, and then I was angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about this. So then once the aliens declare war on like say bugs,
Yeah.
some people panic. Some people are like chill. They're like 400 years. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, which is I feel like
Yeah.
honest that's that's probably what would happen. I'd
and then
assume.
somehow
It's
we
like-
get the shot where like there's people hanging themselves. I'm like, okay. Remember that show?
Yeah, because that was like because they established there was like a suicide thing going on.
Yeah, mental
Like
health
a-
crisis. Because they're like, oh my god, the aliens, bruh.
Yeah. Because I guess it's like a moment of like realization that humanity's not
Humanity
the
is shit.
biggest thing anymore.
Yeah, we're not the top dog
They're
no
not the
more,
top
bruh.
dog.
But ain't that, well, I guess,
Oh, and I think a lot of
Feeble minds.
some of the people kill themselves are also like the fucking religious people that realized
yeah.
that they were
the
wrong.
Lord isn't
Isn't
helping.
helping them anymore.
Yeah.
So they,
All right,
yeah.
yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Well, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't like, the, what's her name? The microfiber scientist lady.
You didn't like her.
Well, more at the
Okay.
end, because she was like, man, fuck this. 400 years away, I ain't gonna do shit. But even though she did do shit, because they're friends.
No, but she has a super clear reason.
And
Like
also, I hate
because they fucking
murder
murdered 100 people, like 1,000. I can't remember.
on a boat.
Yeah, they used her. That's complete. I feel like that's completely understandable. They killed
Sure,
innocent civilians, including children.
but they were on a boat
They-
for the wrong reasons.
No, it wasn't even on the boat. They killed the people in the fucking school.
Yeah,
They killed like the whole people in the Panama Canal area.
they were witnesses.
Yeah. Oh wait, they were on the boat, weren't they? Yeah. But yeah, they were kids. They killed kids. in a very cool
You
sequence,
gotta
by
do
the way.
what
That
you
was like
gotta
such a
do,
cool
bruh.
effect. I was so confused.
Oh,
Like, what the
yeah.
fuck? No. And I was like, yeah.
That's so cool. Genocide is cool.
No, but yeah, she was kind of real for that though. Like,
Sure. But she
yeah,
ain't
because
with
it's the dodgy government people killing civilians type shit. In a time where humanity should be, united against these aliens.
Yet the people are not united. Think
No.
about that. Oh my god.
Yeah. Which I guess that's like my defensive theory of why
Yes.
the protons aren't like just killing the scientists
They're
and
trying to,
shit.
yeah.
They want to get them to kill each other, maybe.
Sure.
Or get them to kill themselves. They feel guilty if they're not. They're like, oh no, I don't want to kill anyone.
Maybe that's one thing the aliens realize. All the aliens, since they can't lie and shit, they're like,
Yeah, because aliens are fucking stupid.
yes, they're like, yeah, there's no sides here, it's just alien.
Yeah.
But humans, they deceive. So they're sides. Yes.
But I guess it's cool that they kind of use that to their advantage with the whole, what's called, the wall facer thing.
Yeah, where they
Of
get
like
the
how they
soul.
can mislead by kind of like lying and whatever, and also like just not telling people the truth. That's basically
the
the
plan
whole.
is they're in charge
strat.
to make plans to defeat aliens, but they can't tell anyone because then
Yeah.
the aliens will know.
Yeah. That's actually like a really high level concept though, and I'm excited to see if they
Cerebral.
go further with it because it's like they're playing fucking 4D chess essentially.
Yeah.
It's like I'm actually like pretty hyped to see how that plays out.
Now Soul is just gonna order to get some beaches, and then he's gonna chill at the beach, bro.
He probably would.
Yeah.
Be like, it's all for the strat, bro.
Yeah, he's like, this is part of my plan, bro,
Yeah.
to confuse the aliens.
Yeah. On that regard, some things I didn't like. I didn't like the dynamic between the nanofiber physicist and Soul. I don't think their romance was
No, it
working.
seemed like they had one, but it's going downhill from the start anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't know. I didn't think that Will and
it's a
What's her
true
name?
one-sided love.
yeah, but then at the fucking end, when she's on the plane with her boyfriend, the boyfriend's like, "You were in love with him, weren't you?" And she was like, "I still am," or something. Because
I
she's
think she said I was.
no. He says you were, and he was like, "I still," because she counts him as still being alive because brain or whatever.
Brain.
And I was like, "No, you're fucking not. You guys barely had any scenes together. There was no chemistry." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
She's talking
She
about
also had
a
no
long time
chemistry with her
ago.
boyfriend either, so maybe I don't know. So
Yes.
yeah, but the boyfriend is actively committing war crimes, so that was kind of fun.
Base.
Yeah, but like the war crimes part is also important because like the lady who brings the aliens to space, her whole point was that humanity just should tear themselves apart because shitty. Yeah,
Yeah.
whole government's bad. Everything's bad.
But
fuck humanity.
MI6 top
But then
dog,
I guess
man.
she was ultimately wrong, but also right. But then
There
she
is right
realized
and wrong.
I fucked up because the aliens are also bad.
Yes, grandma.
Also, aliens make VR.
They
That's
do.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
Aliens make
That's kind
me
of fun.
horny.
The VR bits where they go, figure out the question, and they be like, yes, this is us. Don't you get it?
That was the part where I was just like, I have no idea what's going on because I don't understand the science. But like, cool, I'll believe you. I'll take your word for
Yeah.
it because I don't understand.
Well, you get that they're telling the story of the alien race.
Yeah, I
to the
predicted that
humans,
part.
yeah.
I didn't know like what exactly like all of the science
The
about it
solution.
meant
Yeah, I
with
think
the
that-
suns and the shit and all of that.
That's
But I was
either
like, yeah.
real or bullshit. They just made it up.
Yeah.
Maybe Mr. Chinese bookman figured it all out. And it was real.
I think the writer has some sort of degree in theoretical physics
Ah,
Yeah.
there you go.
or in astrology. Not astrology.
Astronomy.
Fucking stars and shit. Astronomy.
Yeah.
Not a fucking astrology.
Yeah.
I'm a centaur.
Like in that episode of Bachelor, remember? Where she was like, I'm a
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you're an astronomer.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
a Taurus
guess
or
my
whatever.
star.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
So yeah, that's kind of like I just really want to emphasize. There's a lot that I really liked with the theory of it. It's like I just don't. I'm gonna kill you. I didn't like for the audio listeners. Sonny was trying to go fucking. Watch lights at reflecting the sun.
reflection. He's trying to burn
He's trying to
my
do the
eyes
sun.
out.
He's a this is one sunny problem.
Yeah.
Very sunny.
Yeah, I just didn't really like the relationships between the characters.
Yeah.
It didn't really work for me.
They talk about the.
It's also this season's kind of like it's like very early setup for stuff that's going to happen later. I assume
Yeah.
it's kind of just putting stuff in place. And yeah, okay, we'll talk about the last episode, right?
Yeah.
Basically, the entire season is a build-up-ish to the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it. The main thing being they're going to launch like the brain of a friend into the atmosphere to like basically be a
yeah.
probe to find the aliens or whatever. And they have this strategy of like doing a bunch of nukes, and they're all going to go boom, 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 and propel
Yes,
it.
like a nitrous in Fast and
Yeah.
Furious.
And like they do establish like it's probably not. They literally call it Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
They're like, sounds like the plot of a Vin Diesel movie. Someone says, I believe it was the
Vin
correct
Diesel
thing.
got a royalty pay after that.
Yeah. And yeah, it just doesn't work. Which I feel like was kind of like, look, I hate to be that person, but fuck you, stupid nerd. It didn't work. That was kind of the way I looked at it.
But like the wire broke, so it
Yeah.
stopped working, bro. It doesn't mean it doesn't work the whole time.
Yeah, but like, you know,
It
yeah.
broke.
Yeah. But you didn't account for that, did you, stupid nerd?
They didn't have a backup, bro.
They back up.
Baroque, bro. Baroque.
So that was kind of like the theory meets reality thing, and I think like, yeah, thematically good job. I feel like people... I assume you were maybe disappointed from the sounds of it? Is that what you were trying
Well,
to...
it's more like that was the peak of the
Yeah.
episode. That's where the emotions were the most highest.
Yeah, it was the
And then
climax of the
after
season,
that, it just kind of withers off everything,
yeah.
and that makes a shit ending of a season.
Yeah.
It builds up and then it just withers
Yeah.
off.
So this is the part where like I think it's going to be a bit divisive because I kind of like that aspect to some extent.
Yeah.
What kind of the scene that followed is the one that annoys me more because it's like, oh, they're all like sad about it, obviously.
Yeah.
And then fucking Wong from Doctor Strange, who was great in the show. I want to add,
Oh, yeah. Wong
also
great,
favorite
Wong.
character. Good. Oh, also just a quick thing. I like the chemistry between Jack and Will. I thought that was actually worked for
And
me.
then Soul had
And
to
was actually
replace
kind of
Jack.
because Will's dying, and I thought that was like there was a bit of actually emotional stuff there. I think that kind of worked
Oh yeah.
better than anything else. Yeah. So the scene where Wong's like, "Yo, this may suck, and we're all bugs." But look at all these bugs. They survive humanity, so we can do it too. And then the show just fucking ends.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I guess they want to go for like, yeah, all right, feel the hype. We're going to beat them
back.
in the next season or whatever. And it's like, nothing really changed. I feel like it's too early and you're not really learning the lessons of like, they're not getting the point of like, it's going to take a while. I mean, maybe that is, he is saying that, to be fair, he did say like, oh, it'll attempts and whatever to do the aircraft carrier or whatever
But
analogy.
it was just a one-liner, one-scene moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope they don't take away, like the characters aren't taking away that the next one will be a success.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's development. And whoever fucking, the person who was in the room in one of the previous episodes that said, yo, this thing will take decades of research, but in the grand scheme of things, that's probably fine. It's only decades compared to the 400 years. That's the fucking smartest person in the show.
No, MI6 guy is still smart. It's because he's human in the head.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, it's sure it'll take decades, but it's part of the plan to like do it as fast as possible because you want to be as efficient as possible. So if it takes decades, but we've got our first failure in the first 2 months, that's a win.
I mean,
In the grand scheme of things, yeah.
But also, like, the more research you do, the more, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But also, they have another strat that they haven't really expanded too much upon to do with spacecraft on the moon, right? That's a backup.
Yeah, they're doing that with the army boyfriend.
Yeah. Did they go into that in much depth? I don't think they did.
No, MI6 guy just say, "Oh, we're gonna put you in the moon
Yeah.
so you can build a spaceship."
Yeah. I think the cryogenic sleep thing is interesting, though.
He's
Because
gonna
that's
be
kind
like,
of a way to sort of, like, not really time travel, but in a way, like, get yeah.
Go into the future.
Do you think there'll be like a massive time jump in the next season or something?
maybe
Or do you think they're gonna?
maybe like a few years, maybe
Yeah.
maybe a decade.
Because otherwise, it is just gonna literally just be theory for the next
Yes.
season as well. Because it's like you're not going to really get to any point. Yeah.
Maybe they'll recover the brain from space.
Yeah.
Or they'll take it from the moon. They launch a space and then they take the brain back.
The brain starts drifting back the opposite direction.
And they have to launch it again from the moon.
They launch a human brain with ADHD. Ooh, what's that? Look at that.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything else to add?
Nah.
Remember who you are.
You are.
Where did that
You're
came
the
up in a
brain.
previous episode we
That was
did?
in the Monkey
Oh,
Man.
Monkey Man, yeah.
And that was from Lion King.
That was
Oh,
like.
yeah, that's true.
All right. Shall we do final verdicts then?
Okay. The three-bodied problem. Imagine having three bodies. Like Freaky Friday, but three people. Yeah, this show's a bit. It's a bit of a thing, innit? It's in Britain, and it's a bunch of smart wankers going around being like, yeah, fuck, science isn't working in it. Yeah, no, bruv. Must be aliens. Yeah, you reckon? And then they go around.
Wait, did you just spoil?
No.
Cut it out.
Aliens,
No,
I
aliens.
said,
Cut that part out, cut it.
Pakistani aliens from Pakistan.
No,
yeah?
man. Just don't say aliens at all. Just do it again. Do it again.
Xeno.
They're aliens to me. Yeah, this show's a bit long. Sometimes, a lot of the times, it's kind of boring. But it's an interesting story. I like the premise of the story. I kind of want to see where it's going, but hopefully, it won't take as long. So 6 out of 10.
There's something here. Something indeed. 5.5.
Damn. I guess I liked it quite a bit more than you guys, but yeah, I think it's quite good. In terms of how it kind of like functions, it kind of the whole Netflix TV drama stuff doesn't really work for me.
Yeah.
I think all the concepts are really interesting, and I think the main concept of this is pretty unique, and it's like it's not like other sci-fi shows,
Don't like the other shows.
Yeah. And I think that's really cool. The ending is kind of peters out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There are elements of it that I liked in that ending, but not all of it. I am pretty hyped to see where it goes, but also, yeah, it's quite long. It's in general like a weird review because it's like if you're not the sort of person that if you're the sort of person that will get bored hearing people talk for 8 hours, just don't bother.
I think most.
But if you want to maybe have a little bit of, you might think about your place in the world and humanity, maybe check it out.
And maybe you're like me where you enjoy high concept.
High concept, that's what I was looking for, the word high concept. Yeah, it's high concept sci-fi.
So if you're a nerd, go watch it.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a nerd, 6.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll give it a 7. So
7.
we'll
Cool.
go, that's a combined average to 6.
6.3, my friends.
Mm.
Yeah.
Single digit.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it above average, so that's something. At least,
Yeah, got something going
That's
for it.
what you get for the story, Mr. Chinese Bookman.
Well, this one is
And
The
adapted
Game of
by
Thrones,
Game
yeah.
of Thrones mans and peoples.
yeah. All right, you guys will do an
Next
ad
up-
read.
Oh, ad read. Hello everyone. Today's
Wah, wah,
episode
wah,
is
wah.
sponsored by our lovely friends from
Southbound
Southbound.
record label. Hey, synchronized. Southbound.
Yes.
Ready to go at 3, 2, 1.
Southbound.
Southbound. Way.
So what's happening at the Southbound headquarters? So they're releasing a brand new, spanking new.
All new videos releasing very soon. Coming on all streaming platforms. You search it up. Southbound record label. The Collective, Volume 1.
What's the date?
19th of April. Depending on when this podcast released, it'll probably already be released. So go look for it. Very nice.
Yeah, listen to our new compilation album. the what's it called? The Collective Volume 1, featuring all your favorite artists such as
Fence Jumper.
Fence Jumper,
And, Switch.
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 I think it's
Very
supposed to be
cool.
SWIJ pronounced.
SWIJ.
I don't
Go
know if
search
it's supposed
for
to be a
him.
word or just letters.
Yeah, it's just one word, no
Oh,
capitals.
Switch.
He does stuff on Spotify and stuff. He's cool. Check him out. And up and coming talent, Zach Schwartz, barefooted, no tempos, son of a god.
Yeah, some other tunes.
This is the greatest ad read ever.
Fallacy, and is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. Pre-save, and it's probably be out by then. But check it out on your favorite streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal,
Damn, y'all are like,
Deezer, Google, I don't
Google
know.
Books.
Wherever you get your music.
you're really bringing all of the artists together. Great producers. You're really like the
Oh, thank
P
you.
Diddy of Australia.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
if you want the latest news on Southbound Records,
Follow us.
on Instagram, that's our main headquarters. Southbound Records, Instagram,
At Southbound Records.
at Southbound Records.
And also subscribe to our YouTube channel for
Link
Videos.
will all be in Instagram bio, friends. Link
Alright,
all in bio.
Will you be listening to the new Southbound album, sir?
I will. I'm gonna see if the lads want to hop on Discord and have a listening party, right?
listening
Yeah.
party, yeah.
Discord for the boys.
Maybe if you listeners would like to get into that, you could drop a message on the Discord server. We can
Yeah.
If you're
talk
part
about
of
that.
it, do we still market our Discord anymore?
Oh, we forget to do that. That should be our thing.
Is there a
Yeah.
link?
Hey,
The Discord link still works somewhere, right?
maybe
is it?
probably.
Is it on Spotify?
Someone bumped the server the other day, right? Like fucking
You-
No,
promoted
that
it.
was
Oh
me
yeah.
because I got a free trial on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So better audio quality on the voice
Oh,
channel.
did you guys hear about the thing of the Discord video that reached like 2 billion,
2 billion?
something like that?
2 billion what views?
Yeah, I'll see if it's still what's the
Like on
now.
YouTube? Or like,
Yeah. Because they did like an April Fool's thing and they embedded it into Discord.
So
It's
everyone
a 10-second
watched it.
clip, and if you had Discord open,
It'll just
Oh.
play.
you were just automatically playing it.
How to get free views?
Yeah, right. Okay, that's cool.
They're at 3. Oh, okay, they fixed it. It's now at 3.4 billion, but it was like billions. I think the max reached 1.4 bill.
All right.
Yeah.
But
Jesus
happy
Christ.
April Fools.
BTS, eat this.
Yeah, that's like literally what like Voice Critical was saying. Like BTS could never even get to this.
If only. I mean, if they got every army person in the army to sign up to a service, and then they force the service to play a video every time you open the service, they can't do it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Discord's huge, so it's
Yes.
like, yeah.
It's pretty.
And 10-second clips, so it's like, think about how many plays. Yeah.
Today. And I do that.
All right.
every day.
Next up, we have a fun movie called Captain America
Civil War. All right. Well, this one might have to be a little bit of a quick one.
Yeah.
This movie is written and directed by Alex Garland, who you guys probably know from one of my favorite films of all time, Ex Machina. He also did.
Yo, Chinese embassy is calling, bro.
Again.
Yo, they always call it.
Bro,
Because
they
we were talking
probably
about the
called
3
me
body
once.
problem, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, he did Annihilation and 28 Days Later.
Ooh.
Hiya.
All right. He also recently announced he doesn't like directing anymore. So after this
Oh,
movie,
he's
he's just
quitting.
going back to writing.
Damn.
Oh,
right.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, what y'all think about this one? Did you see Captain America?
I
saw
did.
Captain America
Um,
in the flesh. He was at the cinema.
Oh, so quick story
Yeah.
synopsis, I guess. This is like basically journalists need to get from one part of country to another country to do an important interview in the midst of like a dystopic future Civil War America
Death Stranding.
in like present day sort of times.
Is it in the 90s now?
No, it's not in the
No.
90s. It's in 2020 something.
No one has smartphones, and the cars are all nice.
Because they say they have no cell service. So actually, yeah, they'd have to have phones because they have she plugs in the photos to
Oh.
the thing to
Yeah,
digitize the
okay,
photos
yeah.
on her phone.
Well, yeah. So why are they taking? Why are they using film cameras? That's the thing.
It's just, I mean, that's
Looks
that's
cool.
what journalists, like
Man, these
photojournalists,
fucking
use.
use digital cameras like a sane person these days.
Nah, because it looks good.
I think it's set in the 90s.
It's actually not. Like
Who the
I will
fuck uses
confirm
film
for you.
cameras?
They have phones in the movie, like smartphones.
Yeah.
There's no
They're
point
using
using
a
them.
phone.
No,
This is dumb. If it's not the 90s.
Bad film, 2 stars.
Bad
Yeah.
film, 2 stars immediately.
because it looks good. Because
Your
it's like
iPhone
a
looks
form
good.
of art. That's like what the
But
photos are.
no real journalist photographer these days would use a
In the
film camera.
near future.
Yeah, we're not going
Eh?
back in time.
We're going forward in time.
Yeah, we're going
So
forward in time.
they're in a civil war. They can still afford to develop a film for film cameras.
Yeah.
This dumb as fuck.
Hey, they got IMAX cameras
You
in
would
today's
use
day.
IMAX cameras to film your fucking civil war.
Yeah. Did they shot this one in IMAX?
Yeah, but if you're in a real civil war, would you go be like, all right, guys, I'm the journalist here with the giant IMAX camera, don't shoot me?
Well, that's like literally what they do. They wear the press things and they go, don't shoot me.
Yeah, but you're carrying around a giant IMAX camera.
Well, they're not. It's still it's a very usable camera. It's not an iMac. Like,
Yeah, but just use a fucking digital camera.
mate, we've got an award-winning journalist that's been using the camera for decades before the Civil War took place.
Yeah.
That's her. She's like her thing is she's been doing it before the Civil War.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
just a big giant gimmick.
Yeah, but the photos look nice and it can look good.
It's a giant gimmick we've spent 5 minutes on.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, well, like that aside, the
What a-
story
what a
is
damn-
journalists are going through. It's kind of a road trip movie
Yeah.
through a post-apocalyptic, not dystopic, like Civil War
Almost
shit.
like post-apocalypse.
Yeah.
But it's a civil war.
Anyway, did you like the movie?
Not really.
Really?
Because I thought, they're just going around taking photos, yeah, and do nothing.
Okay, well, I feel like this is already going to be a pretty divisive
It
movie
had
for us, I
no
guess.
real, nothing was happening. It was just, you go around, the civil war. Cool.
All right, so okay,
They go track down place, do interview. Interview, I guess, didn't work out. All right.
interesting. I feel like you didn't. Okay,
I thought, no, we'll move along the scale.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was an interesting film.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was fucking amazing. I thought it was one of the best movies of the year by far. Like, so first off, so context, this is the first big budget A24 movie. I'm sure you can tell
Yeah.
from watching it. It's clearly not a small indie
Well,
film.
A24, but big budget?
Yeah, so it's like partnered with like Village or something.
Right.
Village cinema.
So they've actually put like, because A24, like, we need to pivot, otherwise we're not going to make any money.
Hmm.
So we're going to have to do bigger stuff. But yeah, this movie looks incredible. Like, it actually looks like amazing. There's a really cool thing that they do with having photos shoot in black and white, but then the movie is like highly saturated.
Yeah.
And it's like a cool visual contrast. Also, with the black and white, can represent, the objectivity of photos and photojournalism, where there's no sides to it, so it's literally black and white.
But black and white
Cool
is literally
metaphor.
2 sides.
Huh? No, you know the phrase black and white? Something's black and
It's
white.
not black and white. That means it's gray.
What?
If someone says it's black and white, that means there's 2 sides. If someone
No,
says
no,
it's
no,
not black
black-
and white,
it's-
it's gray.
What?
If someone says this issue is not a black and white issue, that means there's no 2 sides. There's a gray area, right?
Yeah. But this is black and white, so it's like... Actually,
it doesn't
how does
mean
it
they're
look?
neutral, right? If
Wait,
it's
hold on,
gray,
let me double
yeah.
check. What's the phrase? Black and white.
Welcome back to another episode of Dale and Jack have literary disagreements. I join in sometimes too, but this is
Yes.
out of my hands. This is in the hands of the unholy trinity civil
Yeah,
war.
it's easy to
Hello.
understand what is right and wrong if it's black and white.
So you're saying they know what's right and wrong.
Yes, I guess so.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, cool visual stuff. So it's a pretty interesting movie in the way that, like, hey, well, I've been studying like political theory in film, right, in my film class. And basically the thing with every film's political no matter what.
Because it has a message.
But it might not even have a message. Like, it just, like, because every film exists, right? So it has to be part of something. Yeah. Even there are some films that like I actually think this film is interesting because I don't think this film has a political message, but it exists in a political context. I think this film has a message, but it's not what you think. Straight up, if you go to the movie thinking this is going to be like a Republican or the opposite side debate, it's not. There's nothing. I'd argue there's nothing about side. The team ups in this movie also make no sense in the real world.
America team ups.
Like, you got like Texas and fucking California teaming up. That would never happen in real life.
You never know.
But
they like barbecue.
Because I think that's the point. Is like they're trying to be they like both, this is not real life. This is whatever.
They both have Mexicans in them. In Texas and California.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But yeah, I think the point of the movie is like journalism goods. Keep them around.
Yeah, that's the main message.
So, which I think is the smartest way to approach it, because otherwise it'll make people angry no matter what, right? And I feel like you can't really watch this and be angry because what are you going to be anti-fucking journalist?
Yes.
Maybe there will be. I assume there probably is some stupid people on the internet that are going to be like, yeah, this offended me because I don't like to look at photos.
Well, the film cameras.
Oh yeah, you get offended by that.
Soul.
Yeah, but yeah. So like, this is an interesting one because like the subject matter is inherently political, but it's not.
Yeah.
About political sides, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, which I think is cool. What a cool take. Yeah. Wow. But it's also, I guess, theoretically the safest take, right? Because like.
It's the grey take, not the black and white take.
Well, it's not. Well, it's just not saying anything about that. It's just completely on a different thing, which is journalism.
And something to note, people on the other side of the screen, political in definition just means having what do you call it? I'm forgetting the word now.
Standpoint, perspective.
No, it's just having a. Not a goal, but the Indonesian word is popping in my head, but not the English word.
Well, in political, because I studied.
Yeah. What does the word political mean?
I'm fucking dying. According to our politics teacher, it's just kind of everything.
Yeah, so it's like
if you live in a society, like it's
interests. Political means interests. Everyone has interests.
Yeah, even like fucking going to the supermarket is political.
An interest.
That's
because you have the interest to go.
You can have some water. Fuck yeah.
Jack has the interest to get some water.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
He's dying. The fuck? He's choking on air.
I think it's dust in this room or something. Well, I don't know. That could be it.
The Chinese government.
I have no idea what this thing. Also, this is a cool one.
You should put that as your ringtone.
Yo, my ringtone is the like ringtone, and then it switches to the song Magnetic. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. What were we saying? Oh yeah, for politics, which is kind of where like film political theory exists. It's kind of like everything is inherently political, but there are different types of political film.
Yes.
Including there are just films that we examined, I think Robin Hood, the Disney movie, and we're like, this is a movie that exists in a completely political context because it's all about the government and whatever like that. but it's not really saying anything because it's a fucking kids movie, and kids won't understand.
Robin Hood.
But also, you can interpret that it is more political than that.
Doesn't Robin Hood rob the rich people?
Yeah,
So that's saying something.
it is. But I think the argument was like the way they do it is not in a super
Obviously.
clear manner because kids just
They
don't
do not
understand politics. But yeah,
But they understand the.
we also analyzed Tyler the Creator because he made like a short film.
Oh yeah.
Dying.
Would you like the fan to be turned off?
Maybe. Because I can see like dust particles.
You
They're always
go
in
walk
the
up
air
to the
everywhere.
fan and turn it off, mate.
Every time you breathe in, there's a chance you might get a part of Deo's cock on your mouth.
You have to roll on that 20 every time.
You can roll
Yeah.
that 20. But think about that, kids. What does your film talk about?
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this movie, other things. I thought everyone did a great performance.
Sure, yeah.
Great acting. Some really emotional scenes as well.
Mm.
Yeah. My favorite scene in the movie involves them coming across this one faction. You kind of see in the trailer, do with like the pink glasses.
Yeah, guy.
That scene was fucking terrifying.
It's
That was like actually scary as hell, bro. Like this may be a dumb statement to make, but I feel like if you watch this movie, you'll be scared of guns, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the guy without a gun and then the other guy with the gun is holding you,
Yeah, and, like,
hostage, I'm like, oh yeah.
People who are like are fucking insane and shit. Like, yeah.
Who should say they're insane when they're just speaking facts?
Shut the fuck up, nah.
You ain't real American like me.
Yeah. What else to say? I need, one thing about this movie is the sound design is really fucking good. So like gunshots and stuff really have like impact, and I think that adds to it. Yeah. Also, like the director's done like more like I guess thriller horror stuff before.
Yeah.
So like there are some scenes that are pretty. Oh, this movie is really gory as well, and like there are like a lot of scenes and stuff that are like really full on violent. Like yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not for kids.
Not for kids, not this
Not for
one.
kids, definitely not.
Well, unless you want to teach your kids some politics.
But this movie ain't about politics.
Yeah.
Show them Robin Hood instead.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that like scenes like that, you can read into it a bit more and be like, maybe they're saying something about some politic stuff. But also, you don't have to, I guess. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Yes.
Do it if you
No,
want.
sir.
Well
done, sir.
Yeah, I like this. The story's pretty cool. It's like it's a race movie, basically.
Racial movie.
As if they're racing, not fucking.
Hey, hey, hey.
They got a race to do this thing before the other journalists. Kind of gives me like Nightcrawler vibes in that way.
Journalists, they're all the same. Even in a war.
Huh?
Journalists, they're all the same. Even in the war, they're still like crawling over each other looking for the next scoop.
Well, yes. Especially in a society where things are falling apart, everyone's trying to.
Where's the united front? Not he.
What? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there's one character that's particularly like. My photos are the most important thing to me, no matter what. And maybe her character develops throughout the movie. Who's to say? But I won't spoil it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like this movie is gonna like really make you respect journalists, I guess, because like they full on put themselves into the front lines and shit.
Yeah, I'm sure I respect.
And this is
war journalists.
that's like a real thing. The war journalism
Yeah.
is very much a real thing. Yeah,
I don't respect pedestrian journalists.
yeah. This is not what the movie's about. This is about like actual journalism. Yeah, the cool stuff. You know.
So some people like to call themselves journalists. yet they are not.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's not part of this movie. It's about the real journalism.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And it's cool because some governments don't like journalism.
Like me.
Yeah. What else to say? Characters are good. I think they were all interesting characters.
Yeah.
I really liked the young one. They wanted to be a journalist. She has a really interesting arc.
Man's dying.
I am dying. Yeah.
Let's wrap this up then. We're out here dying on the battlefield.
The one sort of big complaint I have about the movie is the ending. I didn't like the ending. I thought it wrapped up too quickly. But I guess the whole point is a race, so eventually they had to be like, we need to catch up to like the race. But things kind of like very similar to Three Body Problem, the way like things kind of just shift because they fail to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of works to sort of like, at the end of the day, this is just a job and this is what happens.
Yeah.
The job's done and then this just sort of wraps up and then that's this is their life. They do all this and then at the end they get a photo out of it.
Yeah.
And a story, really.
Story. Because this is like while it's still dealing with, obviously the bigger plot to do with the journalism stuff, this is still a character story as well. Because like I said, this is really your classic indie road trip movie, just on a bigger budget with a bit more like things going on, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I feel like that's the A24 part, the road trip. And everything else is just like the bigger budget war shit. This movie does have to have characters going through arcs and whatever, and I feel like there's an arc with the main character that I think wraps up really badly.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a spoiler, but I thought it was like laughable what they do with their character at the end. I also think the very final scene was a bit too cheesy for me. Like a dude has an interaction with somebody and he says it's like an interview thing and it's like, okay, and that made me roll my eyes a little bit.
Uh-huh.
A little bit too. Yeah. But I think everything leading up to it was perfect. The tension was really good. Like a lot of the scenes were like, it's also like this movie's like darkly funny as well. Like this is still definitely like still got like satirical elements. Like there are like it's not gonna make you burst out laughing, but you might have like a bit of a smile on your face. Like there are scenes where like people are like involved in a shootout, but then they'll kind of just stop and answer questions and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like this movie's very it's still like a bit satirical. Like it's not super serious, but like there are moments where it will be actually scary.
Yeah.
Mainly like that one with the dude with the pink glasses. That scene is genuinely like
that had a funny moment.
Fucking scary. What?
That had a funny moment for me in the within the scariness. There was a funny moment.
Well, I think like the actor who plays that dude.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor for one, but he kind of like has that sinister edge to him, but he's kind of doing like a funny performance with him as well.
Sure,
so like there's levels to it, like a great direction for that. Like good. Yeah.
I felt more of the road trip thing, but not so much of the race, even though I know it's a race. Because it felt like a road trip.
So that's why, like, I think the ending of the movie is like, has to be like, we're on a road trip. Oh, but remember it's a race, so let's rush the ending. That's kind of like where I'm like,
it's a bit of
so
a
I
thing.
think the ending is actually not good. Even the actual final scene is exhilarating. It's really fucking good. Like the war stuff, it's so cool. The tension, the cinematography, the way they go. It gave me actually really big COD 3 vibes.
To the White House.
Because they have a fight at the White House and shit like that. It's just like the actual story that was going in that part wasn't really working for me. But like it's like even if the ending stuff didn't really, there's still a lot of the ending that did work in the terms of just like visual entertainment and whatnot.
Yeah.
The cinematography is actually like really fucking good. visual effects and stuff. It's all
Top
yeah. I think
shaft.
even if you're like, honestly, even if you want to just watch an action movie, this one was probably good enough to just be like action as well, because like the fight scenes are good. Yeah. Like whereas I was like Three Body Problem, I think that there's an audience for Three Body Problem. I think this one, provided you're an adult, this one could probably be good for everyone. I reckon. Like it's not like
It's not for nerds.
nah. This is just for the Americans, bro. You
Real
know.
Americans.
It was kind of funny because I was watching it and I was like, do I need to know much about American geography and like political leanings?
You know what
And you
Texas
don't need
is?
to, because this movie is just putting random states together, kind of,
Yeah.
in the way the war works, because they don't want to be like,
This is real life.
it was real life, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Spoiler zone.
I'm trying to think of like, was there... It's just like such a good, like... Yeah, they just go to a bunch of places. And they're like go into dangerous situations and you think like, oh, they're going to just drive through. But they're like, no, we just stop the car when you get pictures and stuff like that. That's important. People need to like see it and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, the importance of like keeping like records of shit and like photos and stuff. Otherwise you end up in another dark ages. You know all about that, right?
The Dark Ages?
You know all about the dark ages. You're a little...
That's probably pretty dark.
We had a talk conversation about this like last week. Because you were talking about the Roman Empire or some shit. No.
Oh,
And then, because they burned the libraries, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knock down your shit.
Yeah.
True that. Mm-hmm.
So you want to go spoilers?
Yeah, I just want to talk about the funny moment.
All right, go.
Remember when he shot the Chinese guy?
Yeah, but that wasn't funny, bro. That was
It's
like...
funny because it's irrelevant to today's political discourse.
Yeah, but that doesn't... Why is it
Because he
funny,
goes,
though?
I'm from Hong Kong. It's like, they're Chinese.
Yeah, that's
And
like
then
what a
shoots
fucking, like, dude like him would say, yeah. That's how it would be.
That's also what the Chinese Communist Party would say.
Okay. But yeah, that's like... Because it's like, yeah, this is what would happen if the country went into a situation like this. And people like that had free reign to do whatever they
Also,
want.
real, he could have just said, I'm from like Ontario, Canada or some shit.
Nah, he wouldn't have been able to. Because the dude who said he was from America, but he had like Hispanic
Yeah,
background,
from
he
Florida,
didn't say he
man.
was... The other guy didn't say he was from America. He only said good to the women. He was like, yeah, those are two American... Because he was going to shoot the other guy, 100%.
Well, at least he lived.
Yeah, because other dude drove in with the fucking car.
I mean, the guy from Hong Kong could have had a larger chance of living if he said he was from Boston or some shit.
Ain't no way, because you look into the fucking ditch and it's only minorities in the ditch. I don't know if you were paying
Yes.
attention to the... Yeah, but yeah. True.
Well, Floridians are minorities.
Floridians.
Yeah.
Florida.
I think Young
man.
Gravy's maybe from Florida. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Miami.
But yeah. Oh, a lot of good set pieces. Like that scene, fucking powerful scene. Like the one where they're having the sniper shootout across the thing. That was a great scene.
Yeah.
That part was also funny because he's like, are you fucking stupid? We're shooting at them because they're shooting at us. That was pretty funny.
That is what happens in a war, innit?
Yeah. Oh, there was a great scene where they're buying clothes.
Yeah, and that one.
And then there's the snipers on the roof.
Mm.
I was like, yeah, good stuff there. Pretty scary scene of the looters being hung on the thing. That was pretty, yeah. Full on stuff, mate.
Grandpa died.
Dude dying, that was pretty sad actually. I was like, damn. He was always gonna die.
Old.
Yeah.
All these died.
The sequence at the start. I feel like this movie has a great introduction to the characters. When you straight up see how dangerous this journalism is, because the fucking tanker blows up. He has to save the lady. Yeah. Yeah, the thing I didn't like was I didn't like how she sacrificed herself for the girl.
That was a funny...
Because her whole
moment.
deal is like, photo's more important. And I guess he meant to go like, maybe it's, I guess, character development or something. Like, she cares about the girl or whatever. There was no real indication of that prior to it. There was no reason to... Yeah.
Well, in that sequence, they're kind of like pulling the girl or like telling her, don't fucking rush forward.
No, I'm saying the main character had no real reason to save her. Other than, I guess, I care about her. But it's like...
That was being a GIF emoji ragdoll moment.
I thought that was forced. I did like how the younger girl takes the pictures of her while she's dying, though. I was like, yeah.
See, that means
because that's a direct callback to earlier when they said, "Are you going to take pictures of me when I die?" Yeah,
that means she's reincarnated as the journalist of tomorrow.
I didn't really like when they get the president at the end. He goes, "Yo, any last? Can I get a quote?" And he goes, "Please don't kill me." He's like, "Yeah, that's good enough." And then they shoot. That's like exactly how it went. And I was like, "That's kind of too cheesy for me."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
El Presidente.
that's kind of But yeah, that's it.
What?
There was a noise down the hallway. Did you hear that?
It's like a
The door?
buzz noise.
Must have been the door.
Yeah.
Well,
Funny.
All right, final verdicts.
Yeah. Civil War.
Number 2.
You know, I thought it had some great scenes, and the characters are cool. But you know, it wasn't really entertaining to me. I was just like, yeah, things are happening.
Damn.
Even though there was a scary scene with the guns and all, I was like, oh yeah, the intense stuff happening. I was like, yeah, intense. Cool. It didn't really hit me. I was like, things are happening, really.
You're just staring like you're looking at a wall. Wasn't going.
It did make me think. I was like, yeah, this is happening. This would happen. This would happen.
You're just going like, You're like David Attenborough.
Yeah.
You're looking at some penguins or something.
I gotta say, it didn't make me feel. Oh, I guess it made me feel things, but not like, oh, this is fun, or not like, oh,
What?
this is interesting and introspective. I'm thinking about things, or spooky.
Damn.
It was just more in the middle of going content, and then something's happening. It's been like back to content.
Damn.
So I'll give it a 6.
Pretty interesting. I like where we're going with this one. Just to give it an 8.
An 8? Yeah, I'm always sunny on this one, probably. I give it like a 9. So it was, great movie. Was that like a 7.7 or something?
Sure. Let's go with it.
All right. That was Civil War. All right, we're going to wrap up now.
Man's about to die.
Yeah, I got to get to fucking St. Kilda in like 20 minutes, bro.
You can make it.
All right.
Follow us at the typical channels.
Wherever, you know by now.
Socials.
But if you don't, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, maybe TikTok,
Unholy.pod.
Discord, yeah.
Or the Unholy Trinity podcast at the others.
freeandholythings@gmail.com.
For
You know,
email.
No mail time yet. We want to hear your thoughts.
What are we doing
Next week, I'm thinking we could watch the Fallout show.
Oh yeah, people been saying things.
And maybe Abigail for the
Okay.
movie.
We're freaking all over again.
Yeah, that movie looks...
Like, it looks like something. We'll talk about
Maybe
it
it'll be
next week.
fun. It's like an action horror thing, comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways. See ya.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.